A nighttime cleaner gave his bus ticket to a wet stranger. He didn't know she owned a $3 billion company. Marcus Johnson stood at the city bus stop. His cleaning uniform was still wet from mopping floors at Summit Tech Plaza. He was 34 years old and had worked as a cleaner for 6 years. Night shifts that barely paid enough for rent and his mom Rose's hospital bills. December rain fell hard as he pulled his old coat tighter, checking his phone. 11:47. The last bus home comes in 3 minutes. Nobody else was there until high heels clicked fast across wet ground. A woman ran toward the shelter. Her fancy work clothes were soaking wet, and she looked really scared. "Excuse me," she gasped. "When does the next bus come?" "This is the last one. Gets here in about 2 minutes. "Oh, thank goodness." She looked through her bag, then her face fell. No, my wallet. I must have left it at my office. I don't have my bus card." Marcus looked at her carefully. She was clearly rich. Everything about her showed money. Shiny earrings, expensive bag, even without the wallet, a watch that probably cost more than his whole month's pay. But right now, she looked scared and really worried. "Where do you need to go?" "Hillcrest area. I know it's far, but I can walk if I have to. My phone is dead. I can't call for a ride." She laughed sadly. "I sound silly. A grown-up who can't figure out how to get home." The bus was coming. Marcus made a choice that would change his whole life. "Here, take this." He pulled out his monthly bus pass and held it out to her. "You can ride as many times as you want. Can't take your bus pass. How will you get home?" "I'll walk. It's only about 5 miles. I've done it before." 5 miles in this rain?" "No, I can't let you, ma'am. The bus is here. Please take the pass. You need it way more than I do right now." The doors opened. The woman stared at him. Something changed in her eyes. A surprised thankfulness. And something else Marcus couldn't figure out. "Thank you so much. Really, thank you. Can I get your phone number? I want to pay you back. It's okay. Just get home safe." She waited, then got on the bus. As it drove away, she looked back at him through the rainy window and said thank you one more time without making a sound. Then she was gone, and Marcus started his long walk home in the pouring rain. Catherine Montgomery sat in her fancy apartment the next morning, still thinking about the cleaner who gave her his bus pass. She was the boss of Sterling Tech Solutions, a technology company worth $3.2 billion that she built from nothing over 15 years. She was used to people wanting things from her: money, connections, opportunities. She couldn't. Remember the last time someone gave her something without wanting anything back? Veronica. She called to her assistant, who came for their morning meeting. "I need you to help me find someone." "Of course, who are we looking for?" "Cleaner who works somewhere downtown, probably in one of the big office buildings. He was at the bus stop on 7th and Madison last night around midnight. Black man, early to mid-30s, wearing a cleaning uniform." Veronica raised an eyebrow. "That's not much information. Can I ask why we're looking for a cleaner?" "Because he gave me his bus pass last night when I was stuck. Walked 5 miles in the rain so I could get home safely. I want to thank him properly." "He gave you his pass and didn't ask for anything?" "Nothing. Didn't even want to tell me his name." Veronica smiled. "I'll start making calls." "How many big buildings are on that street?" 7 big ones. Start with the biggest companies." What Catherine didn't know was that Marcus worked in her own building, Summit Tech Plaza, the main office of Sterling Tech Solutions. He'd been cleaning her offices for 2 years, always working night shifts when the bosses were long gone. It took Veronica 3 days to find Marcus. She called building management companies and cleaning services. Finally talking to Dominic Foster, the building manager at Summit Tech Plaza. "Marcus Johnson," Dominic said. "Yeah, he works here. Night shift cleaner. Good guy. Quiet always does." "Great work. Why are you asking about him?" "Miss Montgomery wants to talk to him. It's personal." Dominic got protective right away. "Is he in trouble?" "Because I can promise Marcus is good. He never causes problems." "No trouble." "Miss Montgomery wants to thank him for being kind. Can you have him come during work hours tomorrow? We'll pay him for his time." The next afternoon, Marcus stood nervously in the Summit Tech Plaza lobby, wearing his only suit. Dominic had called that morning saying the building owner wanted to meet him. Marcus spent the whole day scared he was getting fired. Mr. Johnson, a nice woman, walked up to him. "I'm Veronica Kane, assistant to Catherine Montgomery."
Thanks.
"For coming, am I in trouble?" "Not at all. Please follow me." They took the elevator to the boss floors, a place Marcus only saw at night when it was empty and quiet. Now it was busy with people, expensive suits rushing between offices, the feeling of wealth and power everywhere. Veronica took him to a corner office with huge windows looking over the city. And there, standing up from behind a big desk, was the woman from the bus stop. "You," Marcus said, shocked. "Oh," Catherine replied, smiling warmly. "The cleaner who saved me from a really long wet walk. Please sit down." "I don't understand," Marcus said, still standing awkwardly. "Or you own this building?" "I own the company that uses most of it, Sterling Tech Solutions. I'm Catherine Montgomery, the boss." "And you're Marcus Johnson, the night cleaner who's been cleaning my offices for 2 years. You knew who I was? It's not until yesterday when my assistant found you. Marcus, please sit. You're making me nervous standing there like you're going to run away." He sat on the edge of the expensive leather chair. "Why am I here? Because you gave me your bus pass and walked 5 miles in the rain so I could get home safely? I want to pay you back? That's not necessary. It was the right thing to do. The right thing would have been sharing the bus. You gave me your only way home and took nothing for yourself. That's amazing." "It really isn't. You needed help." "I helped." Catherine looked at him carefully. "Marcus, when's the last time someone did something for you without wanting anything back?" The question caught him off guard. I don't know. That's not really how my world works. Mine either, which is why what you did meant so much to me." She pulled out an envelope. "I've replaced your bus pass and added 3 months of free unlimited rides. And I'm giving money to the bus company in your name to help poor riders. You don't have to do that." "I want to, but more than that, I want to take you to dinner to say thank you." "Dinner with you, Miss Montgomery? I'm a cleaner." "You're a billionaire." "Boss, I don't think we live in the same worlds. Call me Catherine." "And you're right. We don't live in the same worlds, which is exactly why I'd like to have dinner with you. You're the first person in years who saw me as just a person who needed help, not as a boss or a bank account. I'd like to know more about the man who did that. I don't know if that's a good idea. Why not? Are you married or dating someone?" "No, but then it's just dinner. 2 people sharing a meal, unless you're uncomfortable eating dinner with a white woman." The direct question made Marcus pause. I'm not uncomfortable with your race. I'm uncomfortable because you have so much power. You could fire me with 1 phone call. I would never do that. Marcus, I'm asking you to dinner as Catherine, not as your boss. Can you see me that way? As just a person?" He looked at her looked and saw a real hope in her eyes. Like she wanted this dinner as much as she said. Like maybe she felt as lonely in her world as he sometimes felt in his. "Okay, dinner, but somewhere casual. I can't afford the kinds of restaurants you probably go to. How about pizza? There's a great place in your neighborhood I've been wanting to try. You know where I live?" Veronica is very thorough. It's too much. A little bit. But pizza sounds good. They met at Antonio's Pizza on Friday night. Catherine showed up in jeans and a simple sweater, her blonde hair down instead of in her usual tight bun, and Marcus almost didn't recognize her. "You look different. Good different or bad different?" "Just different. More normal." She laughed. "I'll take that as a compliment, shall we?" Over pizza and soda, they talked. Really talked. Marcus told her about growing up in South Metro, his mother's sickness, his dreams of going to college that got stopped by hospital bills and money problems. Catherine told him about building her company from nothing, how lonely success was, how being rich kept her away from real human connection. "Everyone wants something from me," she admitted. "Business deals, money, connections. My own family sees me as a piggy bank. I can't remember the last time someone just saw me. I saw a woman who needed help getting home. That's all. That's everything." "Marcus, do you know how rare that is? Being treated like a regular person? Do you know how rare it is for someone like you too really see someone like me?" "I clean your offices, Catherine. I'm invisible. Most bosses walk right past me like I'm furniture. I've been guilty of that, not seeing the people who make my life work. The cleaners, the security guards, Kitchen workers. You're all invisible until something breaks. So why see me now? Guilt, thankfulness, and curiosity. You did something amazing, and I want to understand the person who did it. I'm not that interesting. I clean floors for a living. You chose to walk 5 miles in the rain so a stranger could get home safely. That's interesting. It's the kind of character most people don't have. They talked until the restaurant closed. Then they walked through the neighborhood, and Marcus showed her his world. The community center where he helped out on weekends, the library where he spent his childhood, the corner store run by Mrs. Lin who gave him free food when his family was struggling. This is home, he said. It's not fancy, but it's real. People here look out for each other. I'm jealous of that. My world is all competition and plans. Nobody really cares about each other. They care about what they can get from each other. So why stay in that world? Because I've built something meaningful. My company gives jobs to 3,000 people. Make technology that changes lives. I can't walk away from that. But you're lonely. Very lonely. Have been for years. They'd stopped walking, standing under a streetlight in the gentle city drizzle. Catherine looked at Marcus, and something passed between them. Recognition, attraction, possibility. This is crazy, she said softly. You know that, right? A billionaire boss and a cleaner. We'll have opinions. People always have opinions. About black men dating white women. Add in the money difference, and yeah, we'd be quite the scandal. Does that bother you? Does it bother you? I asked first. Marcus smiled. I've dealt with racism my whole life. I can handle people's opinions. But Catherine, you're used to being respected and admired. Dating someone like me, your rich friends won't understand. Your family won't approve. Are you ready for that? I don't care what they think, but I do care what you think. Are you ready? To date someone whose world is so different from yours? I don't know, but I'd like to find out. Catherine stepped closer, stood on her toes, and kissed him softly. When they stopped, both were smiling. So we're doing this? Looks like it. Though I should warn you, I have a really nosy sister who's going to ask you a million questions. And I have a father who's probably going to be really racist. Still want to try? Yeah, I really do. Hello, my truly black and white family. Thank you for watching today. Before we continue with this beautiful love story, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Write your location in the comments below. Also, I'd love to know what you think. What did you think of the story so far? Do you believe love can beat prejudice? Let us know in the comments. We'll love reading them, and trust me, your words help us keep making these videos. Let's try to get at least 50 comments. Your support means everything to us and helps us create even more good content for you. So don't forget to comment, share, and keep spreading love. Meeting Marcus's family came first. His sister Jade was immediately suspicious. A billionaire, Marcus. What are you thinking? I'm thinking I like her. She's kind. She's real. She's white and rich. Those two things together usually mean trouble for black men. Jade, I'm serious. When she's done pretending to be poor with a cleaner and goes back to her rich white world, you're going to be the one with a broken heart. But when Jade actually met Catherine, something changed. Dinner and Catherine came with flowers and an expensive bottle of wine she'd been told Rosa loved. Miss Johnson, it's wonderful to meet you. Marcus talks about you all the time. Rosa, despite being sick, had sharp eyes that saw everything. The woman from the bus stop, the one my son walked 5 miles for. I am, and I'm so grateful. He's an amazing man. He is. Question is, do you know that? Or are you just playing some rich person's game? Mom, Marcus protested. No, it's a fair question, Catherine said calmly. Miss Johnson, I'm not playing games. Your son showed me kindness when he didn't have to, expected. Nothing back, and treated me like a person instead of a boss. That's rarer than you might think. I'm here because I really care about him, and when your fancy friends say mean things about you dating a cleaner, when people judge you, what then? Then I deal with it, Miss Johnson. I spent 15 years building a company and ignoring my personal life. I'm lonely. I'm tired of fake relationships, and your son is the first real thing I've found in years. I'm not letting that go because other people might not like it. Rosa looked at her for a long moment, then nodded. All right, but if you hurt my son, you'll answer to me. Money doesn't scare me. Understood. Dinner was surprisingly nice. Catherine asked real questions about their lives. Listened to Jade's stories about her work as a teacher. Helped Marcus's nephew Tyler with his homework. By the end of the night, even Jade was warming up. She's different than I expected, Jade admitted as they cleaned dishes. Still don't completely trust it, but she seems real. Meeting Catherine's father, Harrison, was way worse. A cleaner, not even trying to be quiet even though Marcus was in the next room. Catherine, what? Are you thinking? I'm thinking I've met someone wonderful who treats me with respect and kindness. He's after your money. Said no when I first tried to pay him back for the bus pass. It's not after anything. He's black, Catherine. Do you have any idea what people will say? What this will do to your reputation? Say what you mean, Dad. You're not worried about my reputation. You're racist, and you can't stand that I'm dating a black man. I'm practical. The world has opinions about these things. The world can change. Dad, I love Marcus, and if you can't accept that, we don't need to have a relationship. When Marcus walked into the room, Harrison didn't even try to hide his mean look. So you're the cleaner, and you're the racist father. Catherine warned me about you. Harrison's face turned red. How dare you? How dare I what? Call out your prejudice. Sir, I'm not scared of you. I've dealt with racism my whole life. Yours is just dressed up in fancy clothes and pretending to care about your daughter. Marcus has more honesty in his little finger than you have in your whole body, Catherine added. And Dad, if you can't be nice, we're leaving. They did leave, and in the car Catherine was almost crying. I'm sorry. I knew he'd be bad, but he's exactly what I expected. Catherine, I told you people are going to have problems with us. Your father's just the first, but it's not fair. Oh, you're incredible, and he can't see past his prejudices. Welcome to my world. But hey, at least your assistant likes me. Veronica had become a surprise friend. She'd pulled Marcus aside earlier that week with advice. Catherine's last boyfriend stole from the company and then told lies to newspapers when she broke up with him. She's been hurt before. Be patient with her trust problems. I'm not after her money. I know. I've seen how you look at her. Just be good to her. She deserves someone real. The relationship became public when a photographer caught them at a restaurant. The photo hit social media within hours. Billionaire boss Catherine Montgomery dating her cleaner. The comments were mean. Some called it a publicity stunt. Others made racist comments about Marcus. A few praised Catherine for looking past money differences, which somehow felt just as mean. We're a hashtag, Marcus said, scrolling through social media. Not sure how I feel about that. I'm sorry. Should have expected this. You can't control what other people say. But Catherine, this is going to get worse before it gets better. Are you ready for that? Are you? I've been black my whole life. I'm used to people having opinions about me based on how I look. But you're going to lose friends over this. Business people might stay away from you. Your father already acts like I'm a scandal, and I'll make new friends, better ones. Marcus, I'm not giving you up because society is racist and classist. And we knew this would be hard. The backlash hit Sterling Tech Solutions too. Board member Preston Walsh called an emergency meeting. This relationship is hurting the company's image. How so? Catherine asked. Social media is full of talk about your judgment. Shareholders are wondering if you're making good decisions because I'm dating someone. My personal life is my business, not when you're the face of a public company. Catherine, I'm not saying break up with him, but maybe be more private about it. You were saying break up with him. You're just too scared to say it directly. Preston, my relationship with Marcus has zero effect on my ability to run this company. But how it looks is that a successful woman is dating a good man. If people have a problem with that, it says more about them than us. But the pressure kept coming. A newspaper ran a story claiming Marcus was after Catherine's money. Another said she was going through a phase and would eventually go back too. Dating rich people. The attention was endless. Maybe we should slow things down, Marcus suggested one evening. Take a break until this calms down. Do you want to break up? No. But I also don't want to be the reason your company suffers. The company is fine. Our stock is up. Our products are successful.
Yes.
The only people who care about my love life are gossip. Writers and bigots. I'm not letting them win. But Catherine, no buts. Marcus, I love you. I don't say that lightly. You're the first real thing I've had in years. And I'm not giving that up because some people are too prejudiced to accept a relationship between different races or different money levels. You love me? Yes. Is that so surprising? Kind of. I'm a cleaner who gave you a bus pass. You're a billionaire boss. We're from completely different worlds. And yet, you're the person I want to talk to at the end of every day. You're the one who makes me laugh, who challenges me, who sees me as Catherine instead of as the boss. So yeah, I love you. Deal with it. Marcus pulled her close. I love you too. Even though you're stubborn and used to getting your way, especially because I'm stubborn, it's how we'll get through this. Support came from surprise places. Griffin Carter, the building's night security guard who'd worked with Marcus for years, posted a long message on social media defending him. I've worked with Marcus Johnson for 4 years. He's the hardest working, most real person I know. He helps out at a community center on weekends, helps old neighbors with their groceries, and once gave his lunch to a homeless veteran. The media is trying to make him look like a gold digger. But the truth is simpler. He's just a good man who met a good woman. Stop trying to make it something ugly. The message went viral, starting a conversation about money, bias, and how society views working-class people in relationships with rich partners. Violet Reed, Sterling Tech's Human Resources Director, also spoke up internally. We've had complaints about the boss's relationship being wrong. I want to be clear. There is nothing wrong about 2 adults dating. Marcus Johnson works night cleaning. Catherine Montgomery is boss. There is no boss relationship, no conflicts. Anyone making comments about this relationship will face punishment for harassment. The strongest support came from Helena Park, Catherine's business partner and closest friend. I've known Catherine for 15 years, Helena told a business reporter who asked about the relationship. She's brilliant, driven, and has terrible taste in boyfriends. Until now, Marcus is the first person she's dated who actually cares about her as a person, not as a bank account or business opportunity. If people have a problem with that, they need to look at their own prejudices. The tide began to turn. Other mixed-race couples began sharing their stories. Working-class advocates pointed out the classism in assuming Marcus must be after Catherine's money. And slowly the story changed from scandal to love story. We're becoming some kind of symbol, Marcus observed. For money mobility, mixed race, relationships, challenging what society thinks is normal. Does that bother you? I didn't ask to be a symbol. I just wanted to date you. Same. But if our relationship can help other people feel less alone in their fights against prejudice, maybe. That's not so bad. How's this story making you feel so far? Tell us in the comments if you're loving it. Type 1. If not, type 0. We want to know what you think. 6 months into their relationship, Marcus made a decision. He'd been saving money from a raise Dominic had given him. It's not because of Catherine. Dominic insisted, but because Marcus was really good at his job. With Jade's help, he planned something special. Are you sure about this? Jade asked. It's a big step. I'm sure she's the one for me, Jade. I want to build a life with her. Even knowing the challenges, the attention, the judgment, especially knowing the challenges, she stood by me through all of this. Now I want to show her I'm just as committed. He set up a dinner at the first pizza place they'd gone to, renting out the whole restaurant for the evening. Catherine arrived confused. Why is Antonio's closed? I thought you wanted pizza. I did. Come on. Inside the restaurant was decorated with lights and flowers. In the center sat a single table set for 2. And next to the table stood Rosa, Jade, Tyler, and even Helena. What is this? Witnesses, Marcus said, smiling. Catherine, 6 months ago, you changed my life. Not because you're rich or successful, but because you saw me. Really saw me. You looked at a cleaner at a bus stop and saw a person worth knowing. In these past months, you've proven over and over that you love me for who I am, not in spite of who I am. He got down on one knee, and Catherine's eyes filled with tears. I don't have a big fancy ring. I don't have wealth or fame or any of the things your world values, but I have love. Real committed love. Catherine Montgomery, will you marry me? Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. The ring was simple. A small diamond on a silver band, bought with money Marcus had saved over months. It was nothing compared to the jewelry Catherine usually wore. It was the most beautiful thing she'd ever seen. I love you, she said through tears. I love you so much. I love you too, even though you're way too good at getting your way. And you're way too good at being stubborn. They kissed while their small group clapped. It wasn't a big fancy proposal, with expensive rings and fancy places. It was real and perfect. The engagement announcement caused another media storm, but this time, Catherine and Marcus were ready. They did one interview together with a journalist who'd written fairly about their relationship. People say you're from different worlds, the journalist said. How do you make it work? By remembering we're both just people, Catherine answered. Yes, I'm rich, and he's not. Yes, I'm white, and he's black. Yes, there are challenges, but basically we want the same things. Love, respect, partnership. The outside differences don't change that. Marcus, what would you say to people who think you're after Catherine's money? I'd say they're putting their own values onto our relationship. I was perfectly happy before I met Catherine. I'm happy now. Not because of her money, but because of who she is as a person. And honestly, the money makes things harder more than it helps. How so? Because people make guesses. They can't believe I'd love Catherine for herself, so they make up stories about gold digging or using people. It's tiring, but it's also showing. It shows how society can't accept that love might go beyond money and race. The interview went viral. For the right reasons, suddenly Marcus and Catherine weren't a scandal. They were a story about real connection in a world full of fakes. Plans for the wedding became a negotiation between their two worlds. Harrison wanted a huge society event. Rosa wanted something small and meaningful. We're doing what makes us happy, Catherine decided. Small ceremony with family and close friends, then a big party where we can celebrate with everyone. Your father's not going to like that. My father doesn't like anything about this relationship. I've stopped caring about his approval. Harrison had actually threatened to skip the wedding completely, but Helena surprisingly talked him down. Harrison, you're going to lose your daughter over your prejudice. Is that really what you want? She's making a mistake. She's in love with a good man who treats her well. Your problem isn't with Marcus, it's with your own racism. And Harrison, you need to deal with that before you lose Catherine forever. Conversation didn't magically cure Harrison's prejudice, but it did make him show up to the wedding, even if his discomfort was obvious. The ceremony was held at the community center where Marcus volunteered. It was simple, heartfelt, and absolutely perfect. Rosa cried. Jade gave a beautiful speech about how Catherine had proven her wrong about rich people having no hearts. And Tyler, acting as ring bearer, accidentally dropped the rings, making everyone laugh. I love you, Catherine said during her vows. You taught me that worth isn't measured in dollars or success, but in character and kindness. You saw past my money and power to the lonely person underneath, and you chose to love that person. I promise to honor that gift every day for the rest of our lives. I love you too, Marcus replied. You saw past my job title and money situation to the person I am? You chose to love me despite the challenges, despite the attention, despite everything society says should keep us apart. I promise to be worthy of that courage today and always. They kissed as husband and wife, and the small crowd cheered. Marriage brought new challenges. Catherine wanted Marcus to quit cleaning work, but he refused. I'm not going to be a kept man. You wouldn't be. You could work for the company in a different job. Doing what? Everyone would know I got the job because I married the boss. That's not any better than being seen as a gold digger. So what do you want to do? I've been thinking about going back to school, finishing my degree, maybe becoming a teacher like Jade. I can pay for that. Oh, I appreciate the offer, but I need to do this myself. I'll keep working. Take classes part-time. It'll take longer, but it'll be mine. You're impossibly stubborn. You married me anyway. I found a middle ground. Catherine set up a scholarship fund in Marcus's name for students from working-class families going to school. Marcus started night classes at the community college. He kept working as a cleaner, though now at a different building to avoid any appearance of favoritism. The first year of marriage was a big adjustment. Catherine was used to making decisions by herself. Marcus was used to handling everything himself. They fought about money, about public appearances, about how to handle continued media attention. You can't just give $1 million to my mother's medical fund without telling me. Marcus argued after finding out Catherine had paid off Rose's medical debt. Why not? She needed help. I could give it because it's my job to take care of my mother. By doing it yourself, you make me feel useless. That's not Marcus. I wasn't trying to make you feel bad. I was trying to help. I know, but it feels like charity. Like you're the hero and I'm the poor person you rescued. How do I help without making you feel like that? Ask me first. Include me in decisions about my family. Treat me like a partner, not a project. The conversation was hard, but needed. They made rules for their relationship. Big money decisions needed discussion. Family matters needed both of their input, and they'd regularly check in about how the relationship was affecting them both. This is tiring sometimes, Catherine admitted one night. Dealing with all the problems money, race, power want to give up. Never. But I wish it was easier. If it was easier, everyone would do it. We're doing the hard work of building something real. That's worth being tired. 2 years after the bus stop meeting, Marcus graduated with his teaching degree. Catherine threw him a party, inviting everyone who'd been part of their journey. Dominic, Griffin, Veronica, Helena, Jade, Rosa, even some of Marcus's former cleaning co-workers. Speech, someone called out. Marcus stood, pulling Catherine up with him. 2 years ago, I gave my bus pass to a stranger. I thought I was just helping someone get home. Turns out I was starting the greatest adventure of my life, Catherine. You changed everything. You saw me when I was invisible. You loved me when society said you shouldn't. You fought for us when it would have been easier to walk away. Thank you for that. Thank you for choosing me. I didn't choose you, Catherine replied. I chose us. I'd make that choice every single day. Later, they went back to the bus stop where it all began. It was raining again, just like that night. You know what's funny? Catherine said. That night, I just had the worst day. A deal had failed. My father had called to criticize my business choices, and I was feeling totally alone. Then I missed my bus, lost my wallet, and thought things couldn't get worse. And you showed up and gave me exactly what I needed, not just a bus pass. Hope. You reminded me that good people still exist, that kindness isn't dead, that maybe I wasn't as alone as I felt. I was just being nice. You were being amazing, and you've been amazing every day since. A bus came, the same route from that night. They watched it go by, neither of them needing to get on. Do you ever regret it? Marcus asked. The attention, the judgment, the challenges? Never, do you? Only the part where I had to walk 5 miles in the rain. Catherine laughed, kissing him in the rain, just like they had on their first date. Around them, the city kept going. Buses stopping and starting, people rushing home, the ordinary magic of daily life. But for Marcus and Catherine, this spot would always be special. The place where a simple act of kindness turned into love, where a cleaner and a boss found each other despite all the reasons society said they shouldn't. Come on, Catherine said, taking his hand. Let's go home, our life, our future. They walked away from the bus stop together, leaving behind the place where their story started, but taking with them the love they'd built. Not perfect, challenging, and totally real. Because sometimes the smallest acts of kindness lead to the biggest changes. Sometimes a bus pass is more than just a ride, it's fate. And sometimes love really does beat all the walls society puts up. Marcus Johnson had given his bus ticket to a stranger lady, not knowing she was a billion-dollar boss. But more importantly, he'd given her something money couldn't buy. Real kindness, true love, and a reminder that human connection matters. More than wealth or status. And Catherine Montgomery had given him something equally valuable. The chance to be seen, valued, and loved for exactly who he was. Not in spite of his situation, but including it. Together, they'd proven that love could connect different worlds, challenge prejudice, and create something beautiful from the simplest of starts. All it took was one bus pass, one act of kindness, and two people brave enough to fight for each other against a world that told them they didn't belong. If this story moved you, don't just watch and leave. Hit that like button and subscribe to Truly Black and White for more powerful stories about love beating prejudice. Your support helps us share these meaningful messages with the world. Write a comment below telling us what you thought. Did this story inspire you? Have you seen love going beyond barriers? Share your thoughts. We read every single comment, and your words help us keep making stories. Let's build a group that celebrates love in all its forms. Subscribe to Truly Black and White and join our family today.